Today we are looking at the Zorin OS 16.3, which was released a few hours ago. So here is the boot menu of a Zorin OS. This is a Lite version. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. And I'm going to show you the release notes, how to download and features, everything in this video. So if you want, you can subscribe because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So again, it was released like almost like 10 to 12 hours, I guess now, or maybe 5 to 6 hours. I properly don't know because I slept most of the time. So I'm making a video right now. So it's going to take a few seconds here to boot up. Let's escape this thing. I think Control C will skip the part of checking the ISO file. So it should usually take like a 30 to 40 seconds in my laptop. It is like a i5 12th gen with 8 GB of RAM, and I'm running it on a VMware, which is a virtualization with 80 GB of hard disk, 4 GB of RAM, and with 2 processors. So it should take like a 30 to 40 seconds if it's a stable ISO file. If it's a beta version or other versions, it will take like a minute and 32 minutes. So it's a stable ISO, so it took almost like a 30 seconds. I'm not going to speed up anything here, so you can assume how much time it takes, or you should be knowing how exact times here. So I didn't read any release notes in the Zorin OS page. I'm going to do it right now in front of you, and I'm going to show you the downloading process. I'm going to show you the features, all the things which is covered in every Linux video. I will be doing that in this thing. So it is taking a bit of time here. I think the wallpaper will be same as the above version because its 16 version has the same wallpaper. So even we have like a point updates, we didn't change any wallpaper, I guess. So I took just a glance in the Zorin OS website. I didn't completely read anything there. I think we already know there is a new updater in that, in the Pro version. So that's the only part I read. I didn't read anything, or I didn't go through any of the other features of Zorin OS 16.3. So it's like a same welcome screen as the Ubuntu because it's based on Ubuntu. So try Zorin OS, install Zorin OS. It's always a good option to try the live boot first, then go with the installation if you're satisfied. So it's clearly up to you. I'm always going to recommend that it's always a good option to boot it in a live boot, because if something happens, you can save it. You save. So because there will be sometimes in the stable ISO files too. So that's the reason it's always a good option to boot it in a live boot. So here is our welcome screen. Let me first change the display resolution. Let's go to the display settings by settings and go to the displays. My monitor is 1920 x 1080 with a 16:9 ratio. Let me change the resolution first here. Keep this configuration. So let's first open the system monitor. So we could see what's going here. So these are all the processes running right now in the beginning of the video, or when we boot the Linux distro. We didn't open any of the apps, just setting apps. That's not going to consume that much of resources there. We just set the display, that's it. We didn't open any of the things here. So it's almost like a CPU is not a bit stable here. As you can see, it's going around 26, and as you can see here, there is no stable numbers here. But in the RAM side, it's a 1.4 GB. I'm using 4 GB of RAM for my VMware, so it's always these numbers. Usually it will be like a 1.1 GB in the xfce desktop environment in every Linux distro in my laptop. but in Zorin OS 16.3 it is consuming like almost 1.5 GB for, I don't know, for some reason. So it's okay, still it's in a bit of a lightweight desktop environment. So if you have like a 2 GB of RAM, I am not going to recommend this Linux distro. It's a good Linux distro. I love this Linux distro. There's no sponsor anything like that for this video. I like this Linux distro, but people who have like a 2 GB of RAM, I don't think it's going to run smoothly in that PC. So it's clearly up to you. It's always a good option to test it first. Then if it's smooth, then you can go with it. I don't have any problem. So let's first check the version. The task manager version is like a 1.5.2. So I'm going to keep the task manager or the system monitor at the side of the monitor at the corner, so you can see what are the things going on throughout the video. I'm going to put it throughout the video or entire video. So let's first go to the internet browser, which is a Firefox web browser. Let's go to their website and see the features or new announcement, whatever it's in the 16.3, and download the 16.3 there. I'm going to show you all the complete process. So you will be getting a search engine of the Zorin OS in the Zorin OS. That's a pretty old thing, so there's nothing new here. So the version will be 115.0.2. Point 2 is a point update, you already know that. So let's click on the Zorin OS 16.3. I'm using a VPN, so it's a bit slow here. Usually my internet is like a 10 Mbps, but when you connect to the VPN, it's almost slower. So it is released July 27th, 2023. So this is the complete information. Let's scroll it down. So some basic things, we don't need to know that. So let's go to the what's new part. Here is a new upgrader. We already know that. It's available in the seamlessly from Zorin OS 16 Core Pro or Zorin OS 16. So I'm using a Lite version right now. So here is the complete upgrader thing. So how to upgrade, everything is here. If you want to go through all these things, you can go to the website and check it out, all the things in the website. So it's an improvement to Zorin Connect. You can connect to the phone. Latest LibreOffice, you should be getting the latest LibreOffice, which is 7.5, and you are getting some new apps and updates, I guess. Better security and compatibility, and it's same version of the Linux kernel as in the Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, which is a long-term supported. So this includes support for fewer components like NVIDIA RTX 4070, 4060 and 4060 Ti and 4060. How to get Zorin OS 16.3 and the patches until 2025, April 2025. And these are all the things which is new. I don't think that's a major thing here, just a few important things, I guess. Just the upgrader and the Zorin Connect and some Office apps and newer apps here, and some security and compatibility, like just like bug fixes and updates, I guess. It's not a bug fix, but it's just a small update, I guess. So how to get the Zorin OS 16.3? If you already on Zorin OS 16, you can upgrade it. 15, here is a complete guide. Just click on this link. Just go to the website and you need to back up, latest upgrade, system upgrade, all these things is here. So I'm not going to go through all these things because it's going to take a lot of time there. So these are all the things which is new here. In order to download, just click on the download Zorin OS, or just you can go to the Zorin OS website. That was a blog. Here is the Zorin OS blog, and here is the official website. Let me change the language here. This is the official website, which is zorinos.com. Let's click on the download link or the first website link. So this is the website or the URL. So if you click on this, it's going to take to the blog, and here is the download. For education, you need to go to for school and pro and download. So let's click on download Zorin OS. It's going to give you a lot of options like a pro version, a core version, and the Lite version. Right now I'm running a Lite version. I will be making a video of a core today only. So first video I'm making the Lite version, and after completion of this video I'm going to make the core version. If you want the education version, I will be making that in the tomorrow video. And for the pro version, I'm not going to buy this, so that's the reason I'm not going to make this. Sorry for that. So for this version, I downloaded the Zoron OS 16.3 Lite. I'm running it right now. So let's click on the option here. So if you want email address, you can give the email. I'm not going to give it, just skip to download. If you want to get the emails and options, all the things, you can just add the email and subscribe and download, or you just need to skip and download. It's clearly up to you. Zoron OS is a good Linux distro. I don't have any problem with this. And here is the downloading. Here our download is started. The file size is around like a 2.5 GB, and I already mentioned that I'm using a VPN, so it's a terrible. I'm not going to say the VPN name, but it's a terrible VPN. So let's close this browser because we need that much only. And here you can see the CPU and RAM going on crazy here. RAM is normal, but the CPU is having a bit of high peak, low peak. That's not a stable thing. So let's keep that aside, and let's go to the terminal and type in some commands. Let's search the terminal. As you can see here, let's check the version of the terminal. The version is a 0.8.10. So again, there is nothing new. Whatever is the new thing, I'm going to show that thing. I'm not going to show every complete thing because it's a waste of time and it will be very boring there. So let's type in the command inxi. Here is the few information. Let me first change the theme of the background so you can properly see. Appearance, not on the appearance, colors, black and white, maybe this should be good. So here is the information. Let's type in another command, which is inxi-b. I'm not going to show you everything. I'm not going to read out loud or do anything like that because it's going to take a lot of time, because this is a lot of information here. You just need to pause the video and check whatever you want here. So let me type in another command, which is inxi-G. I typed it wrong, so let's type in inxi-G and hit enter. So here is the information. Let's type in another command, which is cat:/etc/issue. Hit enter. Zorin OS 16.3. It's not going to say the Lite version or a core version. You need to understand what are the versions here or the editions by seeing the apps. So let's type in another command, which is uname-a, uname-r. This is for kernel. Let's see if it's a NeoFetch is pre-installed or not. NeoFetch is not pre-installed. Let's try to install. Let's copy this command and paste it here. Hit enter. It's going to take a few seconds here and it's going to install the NeoFetch for us. It should take like a 30 to 40 seconds, maybe lesser, depends on the internet, I guess. Here we have. Let's type in the NeoFetch now. Here is the NeoFetch. Let's type in the inxi-sv8. This is the same command as the above, like inxi-b, g, all that thing, but in a single version. You will get every information in the single command. As you can see, you got all the information just typing the inxi-sv8. So that was the short form, this was the long form. That's the only difference. you'll get every information in both the commands. So let's type in the desktop now. Desktop is also not installed or pre-installed. Let's type in the command, which is sudo apt install desktop, and hit enter. Usually it should take like 12 to 20 seconds to install the desktop, and you should be having a desktop, and we have desktop here. So here is the desktop. You can see all the information by pausing the video. I'm not going to go through all the things because it's going to take ages. So version already mentioned. So let's close this thing and let's go to the installation process now. So it's always a good option to use the Linux distro in a live boot for almost like 2 to 3 hours. If you don't find anything like bugs or errors, so it's a good option to go with the installation. If you find anything, it's always a good option to be away with that. So again, I think this is a stable version, so it's yes, it is a stable version. So if you want to install it, it's better to wait for a few days, I guess, or you can directly check in live boot and then go with installation. It's clearly up to you. So first you need to choose the language in the installer. First the language, I'm going to choose the English, and then here is a keyboard layout. Choose your keyboard layout. For my PC, I'm going to choose the English United States. On the both the side, you can test your keyboard here, you can detect your keyboard layout here. Click on continue. It's going to take a few seconds, and here is the options: update and other softwares. If you want to download updates while installing Zorin OS, it's going to save time. So it's always a good option to check both the options. Install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. It's going to help in installation. So it's a good option to check both these things. And if you want to don't participate in the census, it's better. I'm going with the don't participate. It's clearly up to you to check this button or not. It's clearly up to you. Click on continue after choosing the options. It's clearly optional to choose these options. It's clearly up to you. In the making of the video, I'm choosing these options. It's going to take 20 to 30 seconds because it's going to be doing like preparing Ubuntu drivers, all these things. So we need to wait for a few more seconds, and it will give you an option like erase disk and manual partitional. That's the options you get. So if you check the erase disk, it's going to delete the current operating system and it's going to install the Zorin OS. Here it is. So you need to have an information or idea here, because if you choose this option, it's going to delete the current operating system. If you are choosing this in the main hard disk, if you're choosing in like a VMware or VirtualBox, no need to worry because it's a virtual disk. It's not going to happen anything. But if you choose in installing this thing in the main PC or a work PC, it's going to delete the current operating system, delete the media files, all these things. So be careful while choosing this option. And if you go with this something else, it's going to give you the option of a manual partitioning, like a dual operating system, like that. You know what I'm talking about. So that's these are the both options. So after choosing the option, you just need to click on install. It's going to take like a 5 to 10 minutes maximum. It completely depends on your PC and the ISO file. If it's a stable ISO file, it will be very quick. And if you have a good PC, it should be just a few minutes. That's it. After installing now, clicking on install now, it's going to install everything. So you should be having your Zorin OS installed on your PC. So that's the installation process. I'm not going to install because I don't want to. Let's quit it. That's the installation process. Here is the CPU resources and RAM resources. So let's check all the desktop features now. Calendar, power option, volume, media player, rhythm box, audio mixer, everything is which comes under volume here is available right here in front of you. The notifications, you can customize the things, internet connection, and the panel, you can add the panel wherever you want. You can customize everything. It's clearly up to you. It's always it's a customizable thing, so you can customize anything you want here. So let's go to the desktop wallpapers now. So this is the default wallpaper you get in the Zorin OS 16 and all the point updates, whether it's a 16.1, 16.2, 16.3, whatever it is. So these are all the other wallpapers. And in the pro version you get like a desktop layout. You will be having like a Mac OS, Windows style, everything like that you already know. I already made the pro versions of 16, I guess 16.2 purchased. I forgot, so I'm not going to go through all the information about that thing. So there is already a pro version available in my video in my channel. If you want, you can check that out. So these are all the other wallpapers. Let's try to change the wallpaper. I think this is Los Angeles. That's beautiful, man. So menu, icons, you can add the icons you already know, so no need to go through all these things. So let's open like a bunch of apps and see whether it crashes or just lags. Let's open everything like a software manager, file manager, internet browser. Let's open like a 10 to 12 apps and see how much of resource it consumes. Let's open the text editor also. And under the games, we don't need to open any games because I don't want to. Graphics, let's open GIMP and LibreOffice. Thunderbird Mail. Image viewer also. Let's open like a 10 to 12 apps and see how good this Zorin OS 16.3 will handle. Rhythm Box. Carol Media Player. Under the Office, we already opened the LibreOffice drawer because no need to open this thing. Under the settings, so these are all the settings. Appearance, let's even open the appearance here. Under system, let's open Gparted. Let's go to system back again. Here is the tour. If you want to go through this, you can go through all these things. So I think that's it. We opened like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and just few apps to be loaded. Let's wait for a few seconds and check the task manager. Let's open the task manager and see. So this is what I'm talking about in the few seconds ago. So if you have like a Zorin OS Pro, you can customize these things like a theme, desktop layout, fonts, all these things you already said. This is only available in the Pro version. I already made this Pro version video. So if you want to check that out, you can just type in my channel, just like a Zorin OS Pro. You should be having like a bunch of videos covering the Zorin OS. So here are all the apps opened, I guess. Maybe some apps should be open, I guess. I don't know properly. So I think we clearly opened almost like 13 apps, I guess. So let's maximize the task manager and see how much of resources are consuming. And we already have the LibreOffice also opened here. So let's maximize this thing. Right now the processors are going 319 and the RAM is almost like a 3.5 GB, which is almost like a 4 GB. I already have the 4 GB of RAM and it's a 3.5 GB. So these are all the processors running right now. There is no lag and there is no crash. As you can see, that's good and rock solid, I guess. Linux distro. I always loved the Zorin OS Linux distro. But some people hate, some people don't. It's clearly up to you. In my point of view, it's a good Linux distro. That's all I'm going to say. So if I'm going to recommend, I'm going to recommend this Linux distro. There is no sponsor or anything. It's just my opinion. It looks good. It has everything. But this thing is we need to buy the Pro version. That's the only thing I have problem with the Zorin OS. I don't have any problem. A lot of people will be using Zorin OS. It's clearly up to you what Linux distro you want to use. I have made like a bunch of Linux distros. Not a bunch, I made tons of videos, almost like a 2000 videos of Linux distros, every type of Linux distros in my channel. If you want to check that out, you can check that out. I have a complete other playlist, like a Linux playlist. I made like almost every Linux distro, and like features things, and like tutorials, all the things are available in that playlist. So I think let's get back to the video, and here is the task manager, 3.5 GB. This is the system resource after opening almost like 14 to 15 apps. It's going very good. So let's close this thing and check the about information of every app or the software. GIMP version is 2.10.18. Let's close this thing. And Rhythmbox version 3.4.4. Let's close this thing. Thunderbird should be 102.13.0. Awesome. Let's close this thing also. Gparted 1.0.0. Awesome. Perol Media Player 4.16.0. Image Viewer 0.11.0. Amazing. Text Editor 3.36.2. Let me type in my channel URL, because a lot of people ask me why don't you type anything in the text editor. I'm going to type in like my channel URL, because I don't have anything to type here. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing. So that's the typing for some of the people who always ask me in the comment section. Already showed the Firefox web browser version. So this is a customization things. Here there is a lot of themes and icons, fonts, settings. It's clearly customizable. It's clearly up to you to customize. I'm not going to show everything here. File manager 4.16.8. Let's close this thing also. LibreOffice version, they mentioned like 7.5, I guess. Let's check the version here. I think this is completely new, I guess. We got the about LibreOffice on the right side thing, like a hamburger menu here. The version is 7.5.5.2. I think this is the latest version, or maybe 7.6 should be available. So it should be available in development version. If you want to check that out, you can just type in the LibreOffice in the search engine. You should be taken to their website. So this is the LibreOffice version. Let's close this thing. This is a software manager or app store, whatever you can call it. It's clearly up to you. Installed apps. Here are all the installed apps. We pretty much covered everything. And here are the updates. We are completely up to date, because the ISO is just released like a few hours ago. We shouldn't be getting any of the updates here, I guess. Looking for new updates. This could take a while. There is no updates, so let me close this thing. At the end of the video, this is the CPU and RAM. We don't have any apps opened, I guess. Let's close this thing. So this is all the process and the RAM consumption. So I pretty much showed everything. I didn't miss anything in the Lite Zorin OS 16.3 Lite version or Lite edition. So I think it's time to end the video and make another video of a Zorin OS 16.3 Core Edition. So let me shut it down. Before that, let's check out the lock screen, because I'll always just a few things. So this is the login screen. xfce session, Zorin OS Lite session, and languages, accessibility, power options, shutdown. I think that's it. Let's end the video. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out. After seeing this video, you can go check it out, Zorin OS 16.3 Core Edition. Peace out.